So, Dr. Cal, one of the most enduring questions in both science and spirituality is whether consciousness survives bodily death, while materialism often dismisses it, outrightly dismisses it. But parapsychology, on the other hand, has been willing to take the question seriously. I mean, somewhat seriously. So, Dr. Cooper, from your years of working with spontaneous case studies, which kinds of experiences or patterns most convincingly suggest that consciousness might survive physical death?
Well, I suppose the answer to that question comes from the recent Bigelow essay competition and what scored the highest in it. So the aerospace entrepreneur Robert Bigelow in Las Vegas, he put forward various prize levels, and the biggest one was first place, $500,000, so $500,000, for the best 25,000 word essay demonstrating with supported evidence life after death. And then there was a second and third place and loads of runners up. And many parapsychologists worldwide were invited to take part, and others could apply that showed at least 6 years of engagement within this particular field. So I think there were a number of rejections, but 206 essays went through for judging. So you can imagine this went on for some time. There was a lot, and I mean a lot of essays there, if they're all 25,000 words each, for all the judges to read. And the judges were made up of well-informed journalists, psychologists, physicists, medical doctors. It was quite a variety of different people on the panel. And the top prizes, the top one went to Dr. Jeffrey Mishlove, who hosts New Thinking Aloud, co-directs parapsychology education with me at the Californian Institute for Human Science. But if you look for these higher prizes, the things that come out the most, I think there's two particular things that were really quite compelling to the judges. And number one was live demonstrations in the laboratory of mediumship, where there might be double-blind or even triple-blind procedures to stop sensory leakage in anyone knowing generic information, or using things such as just cold reading, where you're reading the person in front of you, you're picking up on body language cues and making very vague statements that they are finding meaningful when they're not at all. Or Barnum scripts as well, just coming out with scripts of general information. It's going beyond that, and they're putting controls in place. And you have someone actively there making the claim that they are receiving information allegedly from the dead. So some of those live demonstrations, the lab studies that were culminated into these essays, impressed the judges. And then some unique cases of reincarnation, particularly where children have come forward round about the age of 3, 4, 5, that they're starting to pick up their own language and speaking fluently, and then start telling their parents, their guardians, that there is another version of them. They have another family. You're my mum and dad, and I love you, but I love my other mum and dad. They may start talking about a death, other siblings, another town. And uniquely, some of these children are only one town away, in many cases, from where they claimed that they were as this former individual. They may present xenoglossy, which is fluently speaking in a language that you've never been taught and relate to the previous individual. They may have intricate skills, such as music, playing flute or piano, without ever having been taught perfectly. They just pick it up and do it, and it relates to the previous individual. And scars and deformations in birth, like underdeveloped or non-developed hands or feet, and yet the previous person had the same, or they had their hand cut off in the stages of however they died. So all these things added up that interested people like psychiatrist Dr. Ian Stevenson and many others years ago. So mediumship and reincarnation were really, in all the essays, at the forefront of the most compelling things for the judges. We wrote on a number of things, though. Deathbed experiences, when people are dying and they claim a visitation from loved ones, even loved ones they don't know as they're dying, have just died recently within a few hours or a few days, and no one wanted to tell the dying individual. And yet this visitation has delivered specific information to them. Day-to-day apparitions, haunted locations, poltergeists, you name it. We looked at a number of different scenarios and tried to really trawl through the text and pull out the best evidence to see where we are today. And some of the better essays, I think, where are we today, by bridging with things like neuroscience as well. If you've got that medium claiming this active channeling with the dead, what's happening in their brain at the time that they're doing that? Is there anything that's untoward, unusual? what's going on. That's really where our new learning curve is. Parapsychology is really starting to hold hands firmly with things like neuroscience.